I'm actually having a hard time like starting this portion off by telling you about the drive of this car, because a bunch of things are clashing and crashing in my small brain. Two reasons for that are, one, I've had not only the privilege and the opportunity to drive this car, but I've had that opportunity to drive an RS6 Avant. And that experience is obviously, kind of put on top of this experience. So the comparison is inevitable and obviously necessary. But also earlier this summer, I got to drive a C63S, which shares a lot with this car, including the hot and heavy twin turbocharged 4-liter V8, output is different, and the AMG 9-speed shift automatic transmission. I'll just get the C63 out of the way, I guess. The C63, what I did not like about the car mostly is that it feels like it's in Sport Plus all the time. It's at 11 and then it goes even further. There are no brakes when you're driving this car. You're always on, and that becomes tiresome. This car, it's not like that at all. In comfort mode, and even the C63 in comfort mode, it was ready to explode at any given moment. This, no. But like the C63, this car's chassis, right? The damping and the air ride, the AMG air suspension, all of that, and the bushings and the stabilizer bars and the mounts and all that are designed to keep in check, if you will, this engine's 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. So everything is like tightened to the max and then an extra quarter turn. Which means that even when the dampers are in comfort, it can get a little bit rough and refinement goes out the hatch, essentially, in this car. The C63 was the same. And now, bring in the RS6. The RS6 is an even more relaxed super station wagon. In normal drive mode on the daily, it's more refined than this. It's more comfortable is the wrong word, but comfortable is the best way to describe it, than the E63. Also, if this starts at a 9, the RS6 starts at an 8.5. That is enough of a difference to make it more compliant on the daily. However, I'm going to go into my individual mode that I kind of showed you, and oops, there you go. And the E63, however, the RS6, however, does not. It's explosive, the RS6, but this is eruptive times 100. It is completely insane, the power, the ferocity at which not only will all 627 pound-feet of torque come online between 2,500 and 4,500 RPM, but then horsepower, all 603 of it, come online between 5,750 and 6,500 RPM. Not the ferocity at which it comes on, but it's the relentlessness of how it pulls, how long it pulls, how sustained it pushes and pulls non-stop. I mean, if you're not careful, I mean, this is a white-knuckle driver's car. I don't know. You have to be mindful of the weapon that is beneath you and ahead of you when you drive this car. You have no choice. And that's just set in individual. And I guess I showed you, individual is the best compromise. Comfort, you get all the power, but individual, you put the drive powertrain on sports, so you have sharper throttle response, sharper transmission responses. But with the dampers and comfort, then you can actually enjoy the car on your daily commute. But then going into race, I skipped a few there. You go into sports, and well, you get more or less the combination of my individual minus the dampers. But then if you have the gall to go into Sport Plus, I showed you what happens to the RPM, right? Now the car is absolutely ready to pounce. It is so illegal. So illegal. It's just dangerous. And race, it's just even more evil. And it takes control of your mind. Okay, back to individual. Look, this car is, like I said, you can do everything with this car. It knows no limits except for the law. The law is the only limits. I have to move into the right-hand lane because I'm going to get carried away. And then this is what happens. You have other blokes in there, WRXs and STIs, that all want to race you. But those are the people that are going to be your biggest fan when they see you drive by in one of these. What am I missing? What am I not saying? I mean, steering is fantastic, obviously. There's a little bit of graininess through the chassis more than... I mean, the other thing too is that it's getting cold outside. It's only 6 degrees Celsius. And the Michelin Pilot Sport tires are, you know, kind of getting really, really hard. So I'm feeling a lot of things going on. Okay. Oh yeah, this car has the steel brakes. So the question is, do you need to buy the carbon ceramic brakes? No, not unless you're going to track this car on a regular basis. If you do, more power to you, sir or madam. Now, inevitably, it all boils down to, like, if I had the money, would I buy one or the other? And there is no real answer to that question. I couldn't. Personally, there would be one reason why the RS6, because I can definitely tolerate this car in comfort or normal or, you know, non-ballistic way or modes. The RS6, and I was able to park the RS6 beside an E63 wagon, and it just has so much more presence. It looks fatter, meaner, wider, visually more aggressive, and I alluded to that when I said that this car is nearly invisible, which for a number of reasons can definitely be an upside. But the RS6 somehow visually has, it's just so much more impactful. That would be a reason maybe why I get an RS6, but this thing just, despite only having 12 more horsepower than the RS6, it just feels so much more explosive. And even when you're ready for the power when it comes on, you're never truly ready. I guess when you're an owner and you've had it for a while, I guess we can get used to just about anything. But I can't go too crazy because it's too cold and the tires are cold and they're not very happy. But look, this car has a ton of grip, incredible abilities, because of the tires, because of the adjustable dampers, because of the 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system, which will distribute the power as it needs to do. It'll even send it all to the back if you really want to go crazy, which you should. Look, the bottom line is, if you can buy one of these cars, you can afford them, you've earned it, you deserve it, just buy one. Keep the dream alive. Keep convincing Mercedes-AMG and Audi RS to build these cars, and guys like me will forever be thankful because I get to drive them, you know, to potentially maybe convince you that it's a good buy. Not that you need my opinion for it, really. What we have here, my friends, is an automotive unicorn, a living legend, a car few have seen, fewer still have driven, but that many dream about. Yes, this is a 2020 Mercedes-AMG E63 S Wagon. This car is quite possibly the greatest supercar available in the world today. And I do mean greatest, because not only will it do, 200 miles per hour on the Autobahn, but you can do a few laps of the Hockenheim Ring, you know, the same day. Come the weekend, you can load it up with your family, all your kit for some camping activities. You can go skiing, you can go grocery shopping, all with the absolute same car. Yes, the Mercedes-AMG E63S wagon in all of its absolutely subtle glory. Its intense, nearly invisible beauty. Yes, I like the car. What can I tell you? I'm a sucker for station wagons. And seriously, this and one other car. When someone asks me, what car would you get if you had the money? Well, this is one of the two. Well, what would I get? Right, the money question. Now, seriously, money, it doesn't matter what Mercedes-AMG asks for this, or for that other car that I won't name, the Audi RS6 Avant, because they are so special, they are so unique, they will always be desirable, they will always be spectacular machines. I won't talk to you about the E450 wagon, there's no point. I'll just skip right to the E63. There is an E53 in Canada, which is oddly not available in the US, so that doesn't even matter either. So base price in the US is $117,500. In Canada, $124,200. So for that kind of money, well, you get almost everything, but you can add a lot more to it, should you please. And well, my tester has a number of options. I won't go through all of them, but what you can expect for the base price. Anyways, I'll show you the interior. It's quite spectacular. But I have the premium package. There's this matte paint, Designo Selenite Gray Magno something or other. Yes, it's dirty, but most of the E-Wagons AMG that I've seen are all this color, and I totally understand. It just fits the car's personality to an absolute T. I have soft closed doors, intelligent driving package, whatevs. The wheels, these faux center lock wheels are an absolute must and a lovely option. Steering wheel on the inside, I'll show you. Anyway, bottom line, just over $141,000. But like I said, it doesn't matter because it's worth absolutely every penny. Okay, so let's do the usual tour. Power hatch is standard. Look at that badge. Just for the badge. It doesn't matter. Oh, this one ain't bad either. All right, so let's pop open. So there you go. That's the trick right there. Okay, that's 35 cubic feet, 640 liters. Actually, if you ask me, it looks like a little bit more than that, but it's totally usable. The width, the depth, the lift over height is very low. I mean, the car is actually quite low. Look at the carpeting. Anyways, it's a luxury car. It's a fast, super powerful, totally cool luxury car. And if you have to convince someone in your family that, oh, you know, we can't do it because this, no, see, you have a family, it works. It absolutely, totally, completely, unequivocally works. Kids love it. At least I think they do, you know, because they have, see, that's also an option, the carbon fiber on the inside, Burmester audio, also part of the car. Yeah, you won't fit a person between the two seats, but it doesn't matter. Belt line is, or I should say the sight lines for the kids, pretty good, so they can see out. And there's this twin panel sunroof, but we don't really give a crap. Soft closed doors, that's also an option. Yes, the place to be, the place to sit. Acres of carbon fiber, right? Everywhere. The option. These are the regular seats, but they also have a massaging function. So hey, whatever. This steering wheel, now I'll get a better shot like this. This is also an option with the carbon fiber and the Alcantara. It's the type of thing you don't want to let go, but you can, because with the intelligent driver pack, well, it's nearly, well, it's semi-autonomous. Anyway, so here we go. We're gonna start her up. That's your 12.3 inch display. Whoops, forgot to press the brake pedal. Where'd it go? Okay, yeah, 12.3 inch. Why? No. Well, here's a nice view of the acres of carbon fiber. It just fits the car so perfectly. There's your other 12.3 inch screen, so it's just about a quarter mile long of beautiful screens. And the way it's divided from the driver's seat, it doesn't work because I can't really, well, yeah, maybe in a way. You can see the gauges well, and then there's a steering wheel kind of bisects the two. It works out beautifully. While I'm up here, visibility can be a little bit challenging, but who gives a crap, right? You're never going to look that way, really, and you're certainly never going to look that way, well, unless someone's chasing you. But heads-up display, also part of the game. Forward visibility is pretty good. Look, it's beautiful craftsmanship. It is clean, elegant, luxurious, and so powerful. There's your sport exhaust button, an important one. Your dynamic drive modes. Here, I'll just give you a sample of how many there are. So slippery, why would you want it to be slippery, right? Individual, I will talk to you about that a little bit more, but I have it set up as such. Dampers have to be on comfort, otherwise it's just plain uncomfortable. I'll tell you more soon. Sport, Sport Plus, and Danger Fun. Oh, did you see it? Did you notice that? Watch that. Watch the revs. Oh, is it gonna? There you go. So from comfort, sport. Oh, when you get the Sport Plus, it kind of wakes up. That kind of gives you an idea what's about to happen. You have redundant switches here. That's for your start-stop, the performance exhaust, and your drive modes. Individual, for me, in this case, is the way to go. What else can I tell you? Yeah, storage is fine. It doesn't matter, really. That's pretty. Controls. Look, working the menus through the wheel, because this is not a touchscreen display, can be a little bit of a chore on occasion, but you know what? You get used to it and you appreciate, you know what, I'm tired of talking. Let's just go for a spin. Yes, column shifter.